The target for 2016 is that we finish in the Constructors' Championship on the 5th position. The learnings from 2015 are that hopefully we have a much more reliable car, because last year we didn't finish 12 races, and I hope that we improved during the winter months, and that the car shows a good performance and is reliable. Positive thoughts, because we changed to Ferrari as we had a very good and professional and successful relationship with them in the past. And after the first test, which we had last week here in Barcelona, I'm convinced that we made the right decision, and I'm looking forward with this cooperation, and I'm convinced that we will have a good season with them. So far, yes, especially from the reliability, because as I mentioned before, this is one of our main targets to improve reliability, and we did 2,080 kilometers, which is really a lot, much more than in the past. And I hope that we can continue on this route, and that we do also during this test a lot of miles and laps. But even more important is to finish the race. The race is with both cars. I think both of the drivers are very high skilled. They showed already last year that they are able to show a good performance. They learned a lot during 2015, and observing them during the winter months and also during the first test, I must say that they are still very motivated, very committed. They have a positive attitude, and they will make a next step forward. And I'm quite sure that both of them will come up with very good results. You don't know this from the very beginning onwards. What you see and what you observe is how committed the driver is, how disciplined the driver is, how skilled the driver is. And then, as I always say, to come into Formula One is one step, the first step. But then to stay in Formula One, to become better, to win races, to win world championships, many factors must work together. First of all, they must have a very steep learning curve. Then they must be at the correct time in the correct team. And you can't make a program for all of this. And I just hope that we, during the drivers are at Toro Rosso, will provide them with the best possible car, that they can show their potential. And then, of course, as usually, our philosophy is that the drivers step up to Red Bull Racing, that they are then in a situation to win races and championships, like it was the case with Sebastian Vettel. The race I am most looking forward to is where we get the best result and most of the points. I like all the races where we finish in a good position.
I think the engine is a good step forward from what we can see. We worked very hard at installing it into the car, but it's good to work with our colleagues at Ferrari again. We were with them before with the V8 days, and so far it's been very smooth actually. They work very well with us. It's very straightforward to work with them. It's a 2015 spec engine, not a 2016 spec, so we'll have to see how that develops, but so far we're very pleased. Very hard, I think, is fair to say, but that's the whole team. Everyone's played their part. We knew that we had a late decision coming, so we planned very carefully and did as much upfront work as possible. But you don't want to compromise your car with this. You just want to take the performance benefit from the engine. So we worked very hard to try and squeeze everything into the space we already had designed. And the team did a great job with that. And I have to say, it's not just the design and the R&D and the systems, it's also the production side. Production worked incredibly hard to make a car in probably a third of the time they normally would. So it's been really hard work, but to make the first test the way we did was extremely satisfying, I think. I think we see the strengths at qualifying in Melbourne, to be honest, because I'm not sure we know where we are compared to everyone else. But I think we've definitely made some steps on the aero side. You know, I think that was a positive aspect of last year's car. But we knew there were more steps to take. We knew there were some new ideas to try and apply to this STR11 car for 16. And I think most of those appear to be working as hoped. So I think that's a very positive thing. We wanted to try and get our lower speed corner performance better as well. That was a bit of a weakness we found from last year, so we've worked on that. And I'm hoping that we'll see the benefits of that as we get used to the car a little bit more. And the engine is a step forward, of course, too. So I think I'm most happy with the fact that the car made it in time. That's probably the thing that makes me most happy, because there's so many things that could have gone wrong, but we made it here in time, and the car looks like it was supposed to have looked as originally planned. So I think that's what I'm most happy about. We learned a lot in 2015. I think it sounds obvious, but one important lesson we learned is that it's not just having a chassis that's competitive that makes you successful. There are many other ingredients to having a successful championship. And I'm not talking about winning the championship. There's only one or maybe two teams who are capable of doing that at the moment. But more that, you know, okay, we had 2 rookie drivers as well, but they were very good rookie drivers. But we had too many times where we didn't really fulfill our potential in 2015. And I think we could have done in the championship a lot better than we did. We certainly had the speed to do that. Some of it was outside of our control, but some of it was in our control too. And we've been looking at that over winter for this year, trying to make sure that we avoid some of those mistakes, and we have let's say a package of strong performing team rather than just a chassis package which is performing well. Melbourne, because I just want to get there and start the season. You know, it's always a special event, the first race of the year, and Melbourne's a great place to hold it. So I'm looking forward to that first race. The others we'll see. I mean, it's difficult to tell. We've got a new race this year in Azerbaijan with a very unique looking track. That will be interesting. And we have a lot of great events through the season anyway. You know, the classic events at Monza and Silverstone, Monaco, and so on, Suzuka. They're always great. The atmosphere is always good. But I think the first race is what I'm looking forward to. I just want to get the season up and running.